Downtown Fayetteville, ABC 11 Eyewitness News continues.
Chopper 11 HD on the scene of breaking news in Wake County. Live pictures of firefighters on the scene of an apartment fire. We'll have a live report coming up.
And part of I-440 in Raleigh shut down overnight after a tree falls across lanes of traffic.
And Governor Pat McCrory will sign the fast-moving and controversial fracking bill today. But when will it go into effect? We'll let you know. Good morning, Carolina. Welcome on this Wednesday, June the 4th. It's 66 degrees now at 6:30. I'm Barbara Gibbs.
And good morning. I'm Amber Rapenta in for the vacationing John Clark. Thanks for joining us. We'll get to those top stories, including that breaking news in Fuquay, Verena, in just a minute.
So first, let's go to meteorologist Don Schwinneker in the First Alert Storm Center. You think he's up and watching us this morning?
No. I think John's, who used his own quote against him, he's checking out the back of his eyelids. Looks like the Secretary of State this morning. All right, let's talk about what you're seeing as you head out the door. We've got dry conditions. Live look on First Alert Doppler XP. Most powerful radar in the Carolinas. Dry to start us off today. Staying that way as we head through the day. We look at your day ahead. By lunchtime, 84 degrees, partly sunny skies this afternoon. 91 degrees, partly sunny skies. I do think we could see a stray shower or thunderstorm again fire today. Tomorrow, better chance at seeing some rain and then some cooler air. We'll talk about that in your 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. Amber and Barbara.
Don, thanks.
Thank you. Well, Eyewitness News is on the scene of breaking news. A woman is hospitalized after an apartment fire in Wake County.
Anthony Wilson just arrived at the scene about an hour ago on Hillcrest Circle, which is just off of South Main Street. And Anthony, I know you've been gathering a lot of information on this breaking story.
Yeah, first we want to show you the apartment, at least what's left of it. You can see by the degree of damage here, that was an intense fire. Apparently it moved fast too. The town authorities tell us that they've confirmed it started in the bedroom. No word yet on exactly what started. Let's take a look from above from Chapter 11 again. Take a good look. This whole apartment, most of it completely gutted. What we have learned, as you say, the victim, the woman here who at last check was in the hospital getting treated, was treated for burns here on the scene. She also apparently went into cardiac arrest, but before she left, we were told by neighbors who overheard the EMS workers, they did have a pulse. That said, a very brave man who lives next door, a Vietnam veteran in fact, attempted to go in and save this woman, but the smoke, the heat, too much for him. He says that the woman's grandson who lived here with her came to him, banging on the door, frantic, trying to get some help to get his grandmother out. Again, as far as we know, she is still being treated at the hospital, again, at least for burns and possibly the effects of that moment or minutes when she went into cardiac arrest. No word on her current condition, but we're certainly going to work hard to bring you the rest of this story, let you know what's happening with the woman. The Red Cross, of course, will help those people who are displaced. But again, at least one victim here in the hospital, her grandson apparently okay. More coming up on ABC11.com in our later newscast. Amber and Barbara.
Right, Anthony, thank you. New overnight, I-440 westbound shut down after a tree falls across all lanes of traffic. This happened near the Western Boulevard exit around 11:30 last night. Traffic was diverted at the Hillsborough Street exit. Crews were brought in overnight to cut up the tree and move it. The interstate reopened just after 1 o'clock this morning. No word yet on what caused that tree to fall. Also new overnight, we're told 3 workers were attacked at an outlet mall in Morrisville. Our crew arrived minutes after the attack on Airport Boulevard, which is just off I-40 near the airport. This happened at the Mooresville Outlet Mall. We're told 3 workers were leaving a store around midnight when they were mugged. No one was seriously hurt. Police are looking for the attackers.
Now to a developing story. The Raleigh City Council voting to investigate Club Body after 2 shootings very close to that club. The council has authorized City Attorney Thomas McCormick's office to look into the operation and history of the club on Southwest Street in downtown Raleigh. The city has also authorized McCormick to file any appropriate legal action. At least 2 shootings have happened at or near the club in the past year, and that includes a deadly shooting early Sunday morning. Governor Pat McCrory will sign the controversial fracking bill on NC State's campus today. Fracking is drilling and pumping chemicals and water underground to release natural gas. So when will it go into effect after McCrory signs that bill? Cheyenne Rodriguez joining us live on NC State's campus with the answer. Cheyenne, good morning.
Good morning, Amber. Good morning, everyone. The new rules would go into effect in just a couple of months. That goes in automatically, and then companies could get permits as soon as a year from now. But there are still many concerns, obviously, from environmentalist supporters, or I should say opponents of this bill. The governor is expected to sign this right here at NC State. The State House passed the legislation last week with a 64-50 vote. The Senate pushed it through hours later. Fracking uses chemicals and water to get natural gas from underground. Supporters say it'll bring millions millions of dollars and hundreds of jobs to the state, but opponents say they're concerned about health and safety. They say it could contaminate water and affect the health of North Carolinians. Now, the governor's going to sign this at a ceremony right here at 9 a.m., so we'll be here and we'll be bringing you the details throughout the day. Right now, we're live at NC State. Cheyenne Rodriguez, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Cheyenne, thank you. We're learning more about a Fort Bragg soldier who was killed in Afghanistan. The Pentagon announced that Captain Jason Jones was shot to death in Jalalabad. This is a picture of the 29-year-old who is from Pennsylvania. Jones was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group.
The case of the Durham man who has spent nearly 40 years in prison and says he was wrongly convicted is moving forward.
Yes, the Innocence Inquiry Commission voted in favor of Willie Womble yesterday. He was convicted in 1976 for the murder of a Granville County store clerk, and now a 3-judge panel will review that case. If they rule in favor of Womble, the charges will be dismissed and he will be released. Womble testified in front of the commission yesterday.
Do you know what you were doing when the murder happened?
No, I was at a friend's house.
Now, Womble went on to say that he was beaten by a Durham police detective until he signed a bogus confession. The Innocence Commission began its investigation last year after his convicted accomplice said that Womble had nothing to do with the murder.
A massive strike is planned today at Walmarts across the country. Workers in more than 20 cities are planning to walk off the job. Their demonstrations come just days before the retailer's annual shareholders meeting on Friday. Protesters want Walmart to pay workers at least $25,000 a year. They also want to make sure the company does not retaliate against workers who go on strike. No word if any workers in our area are involved.
6:36 now, 66 degrees. Time for weather and traffic together on a Wednesday. Don, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Barbara. You're heading out the door this morning to a morning that's a lot like yesterday. This afternoon, though, going to be about that much warmer, that much more humid, and you'll really feel the humidity, I think, by late this afternoon. Let's talk about that drive-in first, though. Live look at that drive-in, and you will see mostly sunny skies, few high clouds, not as cool as the past couple of days, and by 10 o'clock, we're already at 77 degrees this morning. Current numbers from across the region: 63 right now in Roxborough, 67 Oxford, Rocky Mount to Wilson, Clinton all at 67, 68 Fayetteville, Goldsboro, 66 Sanford, Southern Pines. So look at the day ahead. So you see sunshine mixing with some clouds this morning. Warm again by lunchtime. We're at 84 degrees, 88 by 2 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, we see the 90s, mostly sunny skies. We will see a stray shower around later on this afternoon. We'll talk more about that in your complete forecast. Better chance for rain tomorrow, too. That's coming up in just a bit. Let's talk weather and traffic together. Now for that, we go back to Amber Rupinta.
Still in pretty good shape. The volume is building, but it is all moving on time, so it's all good on the majors. This is 40 at Wade Avenue. Those taillights are headed eastbound this morning, and it is moving smoothly both directions there. As we look at our mapping system, we are getting lots of green returns. 540 and 40 also in good shape here. No problems on the Durham Freeway. Fayetteville also nice and quiet. So if you are heading out the door right now, it's a good time to do so.
Sounds good. 6:37 now. Oprah arrives in North Carolina for Maya Angelou's funeral. That's coming up.
Also, we have a great news update this morning after 13,000 diapers. We told you about this yesterday. They were stolen from a Durham organization.
Plus, Hall of Famer Dan Marino now deciding to pull out of that lawsuit against the NFL. Find out why.
Today's